Of course, Northwest Arkansas is alive with biking and craft breweries, but what happens when you combine the two? You get Bike Rack Brewing Company. Let's go take a look. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Man, doing good. Pleasure to meet you.
Awesome to meet you. Welcome to Bike Rack Brewing Company. Glad to have you.
First of all, it looks modern, rustic, and it does not look like a chicken plant like it used to be.
Exactly. You should have seen this place the first time we walked through it. A friend of mine, Daniel Hintz, brought us through here and showed us this old Tyson chicken plant. It was unbelievable. Crazy how much has changed. Where you're at right now is the tap room. We're all about community, the biking scene, the food environment, given we're in the A Street market. Throughout here, everything's been made by people in Northwest Arkansas. All the tables out there, in fact, are designed by local companies.
So from the ground up, from the architecture to the furniture to the idea to riding your bikes to come and hang out, it's all local.
It's all local and it's all about experience.
When you make such a big transition, we talked about from a chicken plant to a brewery, you have to have vision.
It was a massive undertaking. We had to take 12-foot ceilings and blow them up 20 feet and put glass around them because we didn't have enough room to put the brew equipment in.
So you just told me a lot about the back house, the belly of the ship, the actual brewery. Can I have a tour? I gotta have one.
Yeah, for sure. But before we go on a tour, I have to pour us both a beer.
Hey.
Because you can't take a brewery tour without a beer in your hand.
I like your style. Let's do it.
And let me walk you through the door. What we're gonna walk into first is our packaging room. In here we do our canning and our kegging. Come on in, Aaron.
All right. The first thing I notice is how clean it is back here.
Yeah, Josiah and his team do an amazing job of constantly keeping things clean. This is our packaging room, like I mentioned earlier. This is our canning line. We can can about 30 per minute out of here. And this is our finishing tanks. They're called bright tanks. We actually add carbonation, let the beer rest right before it gets canned out of here. This is something you don't see in most breweries, but these are our chairs because we do live events back here. So during the day we're brewing, at night we're doing a comedy show, we're doing a music show. We actually do it right in the brewery.
That's got to be one of the more unique aspects of Bike Rack because you don't see that a lot actually back in the brew park.
We just started doing it when the weather started getting cold, and what we found is it creates this amazing, intimate experience, and it fits about 50 people, and we actually put the tickets out online and we sell out. They're great events.
That's really cool. You've mentioned so much of your business is outside, but during the winter you have to constantly reinvent yourself, constantly be creative, and it seems like you guys have that niche.
Yeah, what we found is we got to do everything we can not to lose the momentum and not to lose the customers that we built throughout the summer and the fall. We just try to give them a different experience. Beer is all about experience.
You've talked about that community that you have here. Being part of the 8th Street Market next to Brightwater, how much does that benefit you?
The community here is off the charts. I mean, we act as one, we work together, we make sure our events align. It's designed to be something that is really special, and so far it's been that. Cheers.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Let the tour continue.
Okay.
If you brew it, they will come. We're here with the man behind the curtain, the guy that makes it all happen. You're the brewmaster here at Bike Rack. How do you make beer?
Barley makes our sugar, water, yeast, and hops.
That makes it sound too
pretty
easy.
simple, right?
Look at all this, that's too easy.
Starts in this big tank. We mix with water at certain temperatures. From there, we'll send it to our next tank, which is our kettle. We boil that, add hops, other sorts of ingredients, fruit, what have you. From that, we spin it. The spinning motion, it comes in at a tangent on this circular tank, brings the material we don't want in the beer to the center of the tank. And then as it's exiting the heat exchanger, we oxygenate the wort and put it into a tank that we fill with yeast. And that's when we actually start to make beer.
So I feel like we're only at the tip of the iceberg here to get from here to the actual beer in my glass. So let's keep going.
Sure, yeah.
So once it gets to the fermenting point, then what happens?
So we bubble this down until the yeast have converted all that they're going to convert, and then we cold crash. We drop the temperature of the fermenter, and at that point we have clear beer. We can add other substances to help what we call fine the beer or clarify the beer more, or we can just let it clear on its own, which is what we do here. That's Different from a lot of other production breweries.
Now that we've talked about how to make beer, I really want to go enjoy beer.
I heard that.
Yeah. All right, so I've got the tour of the brewery. Now we're back in the tap room. I understand kind of how all this happened, but this is the finished product.
This is the best part of the,
Well,
of the
yeah,
day.
you get to drink it.
Exactly, we get to drink it. We're just gonna taste a few beers. I'm gonna tell you about what we're drinking. We're gonna start up here. This is our Slaughter Pen IPA, named after the Slaughter Pen bike trail here.
The IPA test is me, because I don't like IPAs. I've been to all sorts of breweries and Brewfest, and if I find one I like, you know it's a good IPA. And this is a good IPA. Okay.
So we're going to one of our first really unique beers. It's called Sticky Passion. It is a East Coast style IPA. It is a milkshake double IPA with passion fruit. Pretty unique.
And you can taste immediately the difference in the two IPAs.
Some people who don't even like beers absolutely love this.
Passion fruit, apple, stout, I mean IPA, this is an unbelievable mix.
So I wanted to highlight that because, you know, the brewing community is a really cool thing here in Northwest Arkansas. Yeah, at times we may compete with each other in different things, but most of the time we collaborate in an unbelievable way. We've got to do it to drive a culture of craft beer, and that's what it's all about.
When there's this many different things to experience and do and taste, and it's just not a tap room. It's so much more. If anybody comes in, ask for Jeff, ask for one of the staff members, you know, they'll make you feel right at home right here at Bike Rack. Thank
Yeah,
you
we'd
very
love to
much,
have
man.
you. Thank you, Aaron.
All right.
Take care.